everybody, it's 8 o'clock. And welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net, New Year 2024, on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. My name is Jim, my call is K9GCR, I'm located here in Freeport, and I'll be your host this evening. The purpose of having this net is what the name implies, to have fun. This is what this hobby of Rams radio is all about, in addition to providing emergency communications if when situation warrants. A secondary purpose of this net is to provide an on-air meeting place to all amateur radio operators. Everybody is welcome to check in. You do not have to be a member of any club, organization, group, or association to participate in this net. All you need is a valid FCC license. This net meets each and every Friday evening at 8 p.m. This repeater is the PL 114.8. Los Angeles. You need to have that program in your radio in order to have access to the repeater. For those of you who may be using older radios that do not have PL capability, or if the PL on your radio is not working properly, you can check in the Friday Night Fun Net by using the repeater output frequency, the straight 195 subflex. Everybody hear you, I will dodge you and check in the net. This is the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, January 5th, 2024. This net is being live streamed around the world on the internet. And those of you who are listening on the internet, you wish to check in on the internet with Mike, K9MED, who is live streaming this, and he'll relay your internet checking to me via the radio. Also, this net is being recorded for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Okay, now if you're on the 6th, if you can hear the repeater but you can't get to it due to conditions or too far away from it or you don't have internet access, you can give me a call on the Friday Night Fun Net Central hotline. Area code 815-232-FN. The Friday Night Fun Net is 232-3636. The local Freeport number. I'll take your checking over the phone, but try to check it on the radio first if at all possible. Okay, here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to take a short time of mobilization. If you got family stuff going on, if you are concentrated, you're driving, you can't stay for the net, I'll take your short time of traffic check-ins. If you have traffic, we'll do your traffic right away. After we get done a short time of mobilization, we'll take general check-ins. First, we'll take general check-ins from northern Illinois. Next, we'll take general check-ins from southern Wisconsin. After that, we'll take general check-ins from anywhere in northern Illinois or southern Wisconsin. When you check into the net, state whether or not you have traffic. Your traffic consists of breakfast, bike rides, half-fests, or marathons. Then we'll do our regular features. We'll do the Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. What kind of a radio do you want to buy? You want to buy a base, mobile, all mode, APRS, FT8, or GMRS, or what have you? What kind of an antenna you want to put up on your tower? Or you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? If you have technical questions, please feel free to ask them. We'll do our best to answer them for you. Then we'll do our Friday Night Fun Net contest / DX Corner. Do you know of any contests that are taking place? Well, I do know of some. We'll keep you posted about them. And did you make any DX reports this week? I made quite a few of them the past few days, first few days of 2024. We'll talk about that during the contest DX Corner. We'll have our SWAT net. If you have any items to buy, sell, trade, or want related to hobbies, or Rapture radio, or computers, we'll do that. Tonight's topic. Now, I'm happy to report resurgence in 2-meter ham radio in the area. Got new people coming into this hobby. Stand by hotline. Okay, this is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. That was Pat, KF9SD or T59 Silver Dollars, checking me on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. One moment, please, while I check him in. Okay, KF9SD HL for hotline checking. I'm using my ready. Whenever I get a checking on the phone, I always use my red pen. So, okay. All right. Let's see. Where did we start here? Okay. Okay. As I stated, we've got a resurgence. I'm happy to report a resurgence in the ham radio in the Rockford area, and this whole area to be exact, especially on the 2-meter bands. Got new people coming into this hobby, and several of the hams coming back after a considerable absence, and repeater traffic is picking up. Now, what I think it's going to get back to what it used to be. So I'm going to ask the question: what can we do to get new people, especially younger people, into this wonderful hobby of amateur radio? That's what we're going to talk about tonight. And also, next Friday night, it's going to be all about the ham radio etiquette, the do's and the don'ts of this hobby, what you should do, what you should not do. I was told that, when you're set, a well-respected ham radio operator I talked to on the phone this past Monday night, New Year's night, he was telling me he just sitting back and listening. People are not doing what they should do. They're not using their call sign instead of their transmissions and doing other things like that. So that's what we'll talk about next Friday night, ham radio etiquette. But tonight we're going to ask what we can do to get new people, especially younger people, into this wonderful hobby of amateur radio. So, okay. Okay, now, with all so-called formalities out of the way, let's get underway. Do we have any short time on both stations? I'd like to check tonight's net. Please call now.
K9 KZT, Larry, no traffic.
K9 KZT, Larry and Robert, the King of CW. Okay, Larry, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes around there. Well, thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins for the Friday Night Fun Net from Northern Illinois? Please call now.
N4 WGN, Bob in Freeport, Jimmy, about a mile west of you. I'm going to check in a short time, but I do have a comment on your topic tonight.
Okay, sounds good. Well, if you're going to check in short time, you have your comment now, go ahead.
Hey, Jimmy, me and Justin talked one night, and, was it K9EFO or FEO? Anyway, we was talking one night about how to get younger people involved in amateur radio. And we talked to you about it too there. With the young kids coming through school, learning more technical stuff than we ever learned in school, I told Justin I thought that the way to go is to incorporate more high-tech use of the amateur radio. Like, for example, he's into digital, and he's going to put a presentation together, I do believe this weekend at the K9 Repeater Association meeting. Got to incorporate more computer use in amateur radio to get the interest of the kids. They don't want to push buttons, even though they should learn it, and I'm not saying they shouldn't learn it, but they should learn the basics, but they need to get them interested. They're going to need more technology. That's what they're geared up in school for. That's my comment for the night for you there, Jimmy.
WGN, we live here in Freeport, about a mile west of me. Okay, thank you very much for your comments. Yeah, that's good. Our Repeater Association meeting will take place next Saturday, not tomorrow. Tomorrow will be our State Line Amateur Radio Club meeting with Tony, N9ARFD. We'll be doing the honors. our Repeater Association meeting will take place next Saturday. It'll be on the 13th. But thanks for your input. Thank you for your comments. We sure appreciate that.
K9RFD, that was short time, Jimmy.
K9KZT. Okay, Larry, would you like to comment on what we're talking about?
No, I think it's a fine topic. I think we should also look at people that are, say, in their 50s, empty nesters, or people that are retiring, have money to spend, and maybe some technical knowledge under their belts. I think we should get them too. But have a great net, 73.
Well, sounds good. Okay, thank you very much for checking in and bringing in your input. 73, have a good evening. Thank you for checking in. Okay, let's continue. Do we have any more short time mobile station you want to check in? Please call now.
Alpha 9 Victor Uniform. Michael in Janesville. I don't have any traffic.
AC9NW. I'm in Roscoe. Short time, no traffic.
Okay, I got two stations checked in. 889VU, Mike in Janesville, I got you checked in. Thanks for checking in. Southern, you have a good evening. Enjoy your weekend. AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe, I've got you checked in. You have a good night. Thanks for checking in. Maybe we'll catch you on the radio net tomorrow night at this time on this repeater. Any more short time mobile stations for the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
Good evening, Jimmy. W9JTC Mobile, checking in short time.
W9JTC, okay, Jamie, I've got you checked in. I know you're short time, but would you like to comment on the topic we're talking about? What can we do to get new people in this hobby?
Well, Jimmy, I think, having some classes is always a good thing. Getting to these kids when they're in grade school to show them all what it's really about. I think you'd spike some interest, especially if you can talk to the International Space Station from a little HT. They might get a kick out of that. It might pique some interest, but I don't know. Schools are pretty difficult to get in to show them anything anymore because their curriculum's so tight. But that'd be one idea I'd have. But anyway, back to you, sir. I got to get back to driving. W9JTC.
That's a good idea, Jamie, and yes, I'd say that should be considered. Okay, thank you for checking in. Drive home safely. Enjoy your weekend. Do we have any more short time mobile stations you want to check in the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
Net control. Whiskey 9 Delta Sierra Delta. Checking in. Short time, no traffic.
W9DSD, I've got you checked in short time. Would you like to comment on the topic we're talking about? What can we do to get younger people involved in this hobby?
I don't really have anything right now at the moment. I just figured I'd give you a check-in, and that was it.
This is K9 GCR, the Friday Night Funded, and K9RFD Repeater, Robert transmitting for Friday Night Funded in Central and Freeport. Okay, W9DSD, okay, I understand. Thanks for checking in. You can drive home safely, and we'll talk to you down the block. Thanks for checking in. Any more short time mobile stations you want to check in? Please call now.
KC9QPL, ball and low spark, short time, 73.
K9QPL, Paul and Love Spark, short time. Okay, Paul, would you like to comment on the topic we're talking about? What can we do to get younger people or new people involved in this hobby?
KC9QPL, well, I can't think of anything offhand other than what's already been mentioned. they had some good ideas there.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, Paul, thanks for checking in. Have a good evening, and thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Okay, do we have any more short-time remote stations you want to check in? Please call now. Okay, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 short-time stations. Well, okay, 8 if you count the KF9SD Jackson on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. So, okay, we'll move on. At this time, I will take general check-ins from Northern Illinois. Any general check-ins from Northern Illinois would like to check the Friday Night Fun Net this time. Please call now. Do we have any more stations from Northern Illinois? Any stations in Northern Illinois would like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KD9MED.
KD9MED, Gary and Robert, Duke of Digital DX. Okay, Gary, I got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes for your DX reporting for the roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois would like to check in? Please call now.
KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle.
Now somebody's trying to check in. All I got was a mic clip with no audio. Let's try that one more time, please.
KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle. Alrighty.
KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle. Okay, Mike, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes around here. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Alpha Hotel 2 India. Good evening.
I'll come back with that call, please, and please speak so slowly if you would, please. Let's try that one more time.
I'm getting someone's carrier, I think, Jim. I don't know if it's through the repeater or the output. Can you copy Alpha Hotel 2 India? Good evening, Jim.
AH2I, okay, Brad, I got checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody is well, I'll tell you what. Somebody horsing around. Well, we're just going to ignore him. We're just going to move on then. So thanks, Brad, for checking in. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Check in.
Go ahead.
This is Jim, KD9GDY on the north side of Beloit. I'm on a check-in, short time in and out. I'm going to go up and spend some time with Mama Bear. And so I just want to get one for the numbers there, Jimmy. And thanks for doing the net. KD9GDY, Jim in Beloit.
Okay. Well, I know you're short time. Before you go, would you like to comment on the topic we're talking about? What can we do to get new people into this hobby?
What can we do to get new people in the hobby? Yeah, good question. I wish I had the answer for you, but no, just take the time to get them on the air and show them what we do. I think that's all we can really do to promote the hobby, make it look like it's fun, which it is. So, okay, I really don't know, Jim. I wish I had that answer. KD9GDY.
Okay, Jim. Thanks for checking in. We haven't gotten to the Southern Wisconsin segment as of yet, but don't worry about it. We are not a formal net, so that's great. Okay, thanks for checking in, Jim. Okay, continuing. Do we have any more stations from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
W9RFD.
W9AXD Ricky in Rockford, Love Spark, I should say. Welcome back to the Friday Night Fun Net. Okay, Ricky, I'll get back to you in a few minutes for the round table, and thank you for checking in.
Hey, Jimmy, real quick, I think that open audio might be on my end.
Some about audio. What? Repeat that if you would, please.
Yeah, I'm using my HT at the moment. I think that open audio carrier might have been on my end, and if it was, I do apologize, but I do think that might have been my radio.
All right. Well, I apologize too. So that's okay, Ricky. Sounds good. Thanks for checking in. I'll get back to you for Mr. Roundtable. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois, the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. All right, no further checks in Northern Illinois. Let's see how many checks we get from Southern Wisconsin. On this first Friday Night Fun Net of the new year, any station in Southern Wisconsin would like to check in. Please call now.
KC9RGG, Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin.
K9GCR. What? This is W9AXD in Janesville. Good evening, Jimmy.
Okay, I got two stations checking in Southern Wisconsin. K9RGG, Norm in Orfordville. I've got to check the Norm. I'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. And Chad, W9AXD, the host of the weekly Thursday evening Rock County Simplex Net, which meets every Thursday evening at 8 p.m. on 146.415 Simplex. We had a pretty good turnout yesterday. Chad, thanks for that. I'll be getting back to you to do Mr. Roundtable too, Chad. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Southern Wisconsin, the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Well, it is Friday Night Fish Friday night in Wisconsin. Everybody's at their favorite bar, restaurant, tavern, eating their catfish, buffalo, carp, northern pike, walleye, muskie, crappies, bluegills. Those of you in the Milwaukee area are eating your Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, and your Braunschweiger. Of course, your cheese lovers are eating some of that famous Wisconsin cheese. It won't be long now, folks, before those lakes in all throughout Wisconsin will have 2 feet of ice on them. You'll be able to drive cars or pickup trucks on them, cut holes in the ice, do some ice fishing, take your barbecue grills, your food, your beverages, your beer, your soda, your pop, whatever, your TV or your radio, your generator, so you can keep warm. Take your HTs with you so you can still check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Okay, at this time, I'll take check-ins from anywhere in Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
There, Jimmy. It's KD9VBX up here in Janesville, Wisconsin. And if you hear another third-party voice, probably our cat Lucy meowing.
All right, sounds good. Nothing wrong with that. Third-party traffic, that's right. Erica, thank you for checking in. I'll get back to you, Bill, Mr. Roundtable, and thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from anywhere in Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin for Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Well, there being no further check-ins, we'll have more check-ins later on during the night. I know that for a fact. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead with the traffic portion. Tomorrow, we have our the bi-monthly meeting of the State Line Amateur Radio Club. We'll be meeting tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 p.m. in the Freeport Public Library with Tony, K9RFD, REC here in Stevenson County, and also the press of the State Line Amateur Radio Club. From what I understand, it's KB9APW, REC, not only in Whiteside County, but throughout IEMA Region number 2 will become the meeting too. I'm sure you have some information to pass along with us. Again, State Line Amateur Radio Club meeting tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 p.m. at the Freeport Public Library. Next Saturday, the 13th. Mark this down on your calendar. Stevenson County Repeater Association will be having our monthly meeting at the Saturday, the 13th at 11 a.m. at the Freeport Public Library. Make it a point to come. Justin, K9FDO, is going to give a live demonstration on the digital ham radio equipment. Those of you who are interested, if you're not doing anything next Saturday, come on over. Let's pack the place. Pack the place for both of our meetings. So, also, I got this information from Lloyd, K9APW. Sterling Rock Falls Ham Fest will take place on Sunday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, at Sauk Valley Community College in Dixon. That's where they had it last year. Again, Sterling Rock Falls Ham Fest will take place on Sunday, March 17th, which is St. Patrick's Day, at the Sauk Valley College in Dixon. You'll hear a lot more information about it in the weeks and the months to come. Okay, do we have any, does anybody else have any traffic they'd like to pass along with the net? Please go ahead. Okay, now let me get out my papers. Okay, we already did the traffic portion. Now we're going to do the Friday Night Fun Net Tech Corner. Are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? What kind of a radio do you want to buy? Base, mobile, all mode, APRS, FT8, family radio service, what have you. If you have any technical questions, please feel free to ask them, and we'll do our best to answer them for you. Anybody have any technical questions they'd like to bring before the net? Well, nobody has any technical questions. We'll go ahead with the Friday Night Fun Net Contest / the DX Corner. This is where you get a chance of, if you have any DX reports, we'd like to hear about them. If you know of any contests that are taking place, we'd like to hear from them. So, okay, does anybody have any DX reports or contest information they'd like to pass along at this time?
KD9MED.
K9MED. Okay, Kerry, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. I was on the air for an hour and a half this week. I made 17 new contacts. The only one that stands out is, I guess, KL4NU in Alaska. He's only my 12th Alaskan contact, which kind of surprised me when I looked it up. And it was on 10 meters. So let's talk about contests a little bit. Brief reset. All the contests I'll discuss here, I'm talking UTC time. So for instance, right now at this moment it is 2:29 in the morning UTC time, Saturday. We're already into Saturday. Okay, there's a PSK contest that runs all day Saturday UTC. One thing I noticed about most of these contests, they usually are only on the main bands. One of them is even only on 40 and 80. So if you're looking for contest traffic and you're just dialing around, check the main bands first. Brief reset. The main bands being 10, 15, 20, 40, and 80. If you're looking for a phone contest, don't bother looking on 30 because it's all CW and data. We have here a CW contest that runs from about 7 a.m. Saturday to about 10 p.m. Saturday, and that's Marconi Club CW contest. Brief reset. The ARRL Ready Roundup runs from about 9 p.m. Saturday to the end of Sunday, UTC. And this one fits in with tonight's theme, Jimmy. Saturday today, from 9 p.m. to midnight, UTC is ARRL Kids Day. So you'll probably hear some young people being introduced to the hobby. Brief reset. Oh, this is a long one tonight. All right, all those that I just mentioned are on contestcalendar.com if you need more information. Contestcalendar.com. Now here's one I found out about from Twitter. And if you're a ham radio operator and you haven't signed up for Twitter yet, you know, if you've got internet access, I'd recommend it. You can set it up so that it's just ham radio stuff, and it's got great up-to-date stuff on ham radio and electrical engineering, stuff like that. Okay, the Maritime Radio Historical Society. Brief reset. They operate a station on the West Coast called KPH. Their website is radiomarine.org. Radiomarine.org. It's a historic maritime transmitter that was used by by ships for near 100 years, and now it's been taken over by this club. Okay, they're going to run a contest. Brief reset. The contest is 2 weeks from now, and I'm mentioning it tonight just to get it announced because there's other details I'll talk about in the future. What they're going to do is they're going to send a coded message, a coded numbers message on 5 shortwave bands, and you have to decode the message. It's what they call a one-time pad encryption. I'll give more details in the next 2 weeks. That's it, KD9MED.
Terry, thank you very much for that. All that information you shared that with us. So, okay, before I get to my DX report, does anybody have any questions for or comments for Terry, K9MED? Okay. Now, I'm gonna do my DX report. I'll just let's see here. All right, I'm trying to think here. Okay, that's okay. On the December 30th on 14.327 megahertz. At 2050 hours, I made a contact with Victor Echo 3, Golf Foxtrot X-ray. That's from he's giving me 6.0. Parks on the air from Ontario, Canada. And on the 31st, the New Year's Eve, on 14.343 megahertz, at 2049 hours, I made a contact with Victor Alpha 3. Oscar Papa Zulu 3.0 parks on there also in Ontario, Canada. Okay, let me turn the page here. Okay, on New Year's Day I made 3 contacts, all with the old Miss 20-meter net on 14.229 with let's see, November 2 Quebec November 2 Quebec India Lima, and he's in the New York State. He was giving me 7.0. It was a few minutes later. We also made another contact with that station, and on the third contact was on 14.290 at 2050 hours with Kilo 3 Alpha Bravo November from He's from Georgia. He's one of the net control operators, I believe. And for about an hour, I tried to make a contact with a station in Montreal, Canada, with no luck. It was on 14.254 megahertz. It was Victor Echo 2, Hotel Tango Charlie, in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. He lives right on practically next to the airport. For a good hour or so, I tried to make contact, but no luck whatsoever. Ain't that the way it goes?
Jimmy, what was the call sign of the guy in Georgia again?
That was Old Miss 20-meter net with the Kilo Charlie 1 India Lima Hotel. He was one of the net control operators. Now, okay. Yesterday, I made 3 different contacts on 14.256 megahertz at 17:09 hours. November 1 Whiskey. He's from New Hampshire. I don't know what kind of a contest he was running. Special event station he was running. The next contact was on 14.254 megahertz at 1833. Whiskey 2 Papa from Trenton, New Jersey. They were commemorating the Battle of Princeton, Revolutionary War commencement. I believe that's the first time I ever made a contact with any station there with a commemoration going on. And my final contact was on yesterday, 14.343 megahertz at 22:09 hours. November 2, Sierra Charlie Papa. He was in central Pennsylvania. So so far this new year 2024, I made 7 contacts. Last weekend was 2 contacts. So since our last DX report, I made a total of 9 contacts overall. So that was pretty good.
That's really good, Jimmy. It turns out N1W is the commemoration station for Marconi's birthday, and that's that guy's in Massachusetts. When you look at your log, do you get the feeling like most of your contacts are to the east of you rather than to the west of you?
Oh yeah, no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Yeah, me too. It's a general tendency that when what I think is poor conditions, it just seems like it works better to the east than to the west. But as you follow the gray line across the United States, you notice West Coast stations start to come in better, easier to work. It all depends on time of day and band and what side of the bed the magnetosphere got up on. KD9MED.
Okay, sounds good, Kerry Tech. That November 1 whiskey station, I heard him say a couple times yesterday he was in New Hampshire, but that's what I wrote down in my log, New Hampshire. But okay, thanks for that updated information.
Well, it says here organized by K9RFD in Massachusetts, but it might have been a multi-operator contest all under the same call sign. Who knows? You know, KD9MED.
Okay, thank you very much. Now today, I heard a station W9AXD, and I was going to try to make contact, and lo and behold, the band went dead. This was during the day, late this morning, at 2, I was going to make a contact with that station.
What band were you on when that happened?
On 20.
We had, by the way, since you mentioned it, earlier in the week we had the biggest solar flare that we've had so far in the current solar cycle 25. Solar flares generally have a short-lived effect, generally less than hours, but this was the biggest one since 2017, I guess. I wasn't on the air when it happened. KD9MED.
so thanks for that, and thanks for all that information you provided for us, Kerry. I sure appreciate it. Okay, does anybody else have any DX reports or contest information they want to pass along? Oh, yes. I definitely want to mention all this month we got winter heat. It's on 2, 6, and all the different bands there. On 2 meters, it's 147525. I'm sure that Al, K9EPC, has been working his heart out there, making all those contacts. Yeah, with winter heat is taking place there too. Okay, let me get my papers straight here. Okay, now we're going to do the swamp net. All lines to be bought, sold, or traded must be related to hobbies, maps, radio, or computers. All lines to be bought, sold, or traded must be the property of or possession of the person who wants to get rid of stuff. You may mention price over the air, but any handling should take place either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Does anybody have any swamp net traffic you'd like to pass along? Okay, before we start the roundtable, are there any more stations who'd like to check the Friday night fun net? Please call now.
N9ZUT, Jeff, Rockford, traffic.
N9ZUT, Jeff in Rockford. There's quite a bit of noise with your signal. Did you say you had traffic?
Negative, I do not. N9ZUT.
Well, thanks for checking in, Jeff. I'll get back to you in a few minutes for the roundtable. We're going to start right now as soon as I get more checking. Thanks for checking in. Any more stations want to check the Friday night fun net? Please call now. Okay. What can we do to get more people, especially younger people, involved in this wonderful hobby of ranch radio? As I stated earlier, at the start of that, things are really starting to pick up. We've got a couple several hams they're coming back to the airways after long absences. We got several new hams on the air now. Repeaters are busy now, so I think things are going to get back to what like it used to be. So, okay. K9MED, Kerry and Rockford. What do you say? What do you think we should do to get more people involved in this hobby, especially younger people?
This is KD9MED. Well, I thought about it a little bit. I don't know. As far as young people go, there are two things that kids today are crazy about. Okay, the first one is computer gaming, and the second one is TikTok. Okay, and if you can find a way to integrate amateur radio into those hobbies, or to promote the message through those hobbies, through advertising or whatever, maybe you can get to them that way. But I don't know, if anybody thinks I'm wrong, if anybody thinks the kids are interested in something more powerful than those, let me know. KD9MED.
Okay, Kerry, sounds good. Thanks for your input. Well, I'll tell you what, Justin, K9SDO, and Kerry, Seth, KD9GIY. They're on the air every day. That's for sure. There's a couple of young guys getting in this hobby, and I think that's great. Justin has shown them the ropes and what have you. So that's great. Okay, Kerry, thanks for checking in. Okay, Mike, KD9MED, Ricky, what do you say? What do you think we should do to get more people involved in this hobby, especially younger people?
Well, I think anytime there's some kind of a public event, it'd be nice to kind of set up or something, or give out demonstrations. I think I have to agree with Carrie on gamifying the whole process. Brief reset. Of course, you have your usual routes. maybe Boy Scouts or something like that. I know, like schools and stuff are kind of tough to demo stuff in, but that'd probably be another route. But definitely anything public. I think it would be it. KD9MED back in that.
Okay, sounds good there, Mike. Well, thanks for your input, and I think that's something we can consider too. Thanks for checking in and bringing in the traffic. Now, Brad, AH2I, the brains behind the Friday Night Fun Net. What do you say, Brad? What do you think we should do to get more people involved in this hobby?
Yeah, okay, Jim. This is AH2I. Well, Jim, I come from a different era, like many out here, where when I was younger, we had AOL chat rooms and home pages. And then right around the time I got my ham license, we were getting introduced to something called MySpace, which was kind of the precursor to a lot of stuff out there today for social media. I would agree that social media is probably the key. And, by the time I got when I got my license, it was, the movie Twister was still fresh on everyone's mind. Let me break. And Skywarn spotting was an easy sell for ham radio. And most definitely, there was a lot of younger people that were involved in weather spotting when I first got into it. And a lot of it had to do with that movie. Actually, long story short, of course, with me, as you know me throughout the years, the Greater Rockford Airport Auditorium, where they used to hold the weather spotter training classes, used to pack that thing with 300 full, easy. The first year I went to it, it was standing room only if you didn't get there at least a half hour early. But that's because of the movie Twister, of course, and Aries and Skywarn and all that going on. So anyway, that's what I would say. Social media is a great way to go. TikTok, I would definitely, whoever said that I would say was spot on. That's the big platform the Gen Z tends to prefer, I believe. And back in the day, like I say, it was Skywarn. It was events. Like they had a regatta, the State Street Mile, and just the Ramy Wheelathon, and all kinds of stuff like that were really big to get people into it. Just keeping people engaged, interested, and stimulated. But yes, I would say social media would be spot on for the younger generation. I'm 42. I'm going on 43. If that gives you any inclination on me. Back to net. K9 GCR. This is AH2I TGIF.
Okay, Brad. Yeah, so that's definitely good. Yeah, I remember listening to those when the Wayne Hansen KD9IMX. It used to be a net control for the old Winnebago County Skywarn net there. Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. on this frequency, on this repeater. Then, yeah, they used to be involved in that too, in the regatta, and let's see, some other stuff. I don't know, a Brockfest or whatever. Yeah, but that's great. Okay, Brad. Hey, thanks very much for your input there. So, okay, KD9TDY is already checked in. He's gone. Ricky, W9AXD, are you still with us? What do you think? What do you say? What do you think we should do to get more people involved in this wonderful hobby of amateur radio, especially younger people?
Good evening, Jimmy, and everybody on the net. Sorry, I'm having some radio problems tonight, so I'm going to make it pretty quick. Carrie, Mike, and Brad have it spot on. Pretty much what I was going to say, they pretty much, said it first. So I think if we introduce it in multiple ways like that, people are looking at their phones, YouTube, social media. If we can kind of integrate some kind of gaming or some kind of activity, it definitely would, I don't know what's the word to really say. It's that, it's just, pique their interest is the best way to put it. You just got to find that selling point. Once you find that, Brad made a great point on Skywarn. That's kind of what got me into it. So I think if we push, something like that, Rara, let me unkey real quick. Like I said, I apologize if my audio is not coming through, but Rara has been doing an amazing job. I've been watching them up on the Facebook there, and more visual stuff, photos and videos. A lot of people are on YouTube these days, so creating ham radio videos and just kind of getting it out there. So yeah, like you said, long story short, sorry to take that from you, Brad. Definitely good to hear from you, man. But yeah, if we can definitely find that selling point and then kind of push that pretty hard, I think it would definitely bring a lot more people. So definitely good to hear everybody out there. Happy New Year's to everybody. Man, definitely good to hear everybody. Back to you, W9AXD.
Okay, sounds good there, Ricky. Thanks. By the way, I have not heard of any information regarding any weather spotter classes. I talked to Lloyd K9HPW. He has not heard of any information about it, where any in-person Skywarn meetings will take place. We usually have ours either in March or April at Highland Community College. I'm sure we'll have one when I find out any information. I'll definitely pass it along to everybody on this net. Ricky, thanks for checking in, and welcome back to Friday Night Fun Net. I will talk to you down the log there. KC9RGG, Norm, you're still with us. What do you think we should do to get more younger people involved in this hobby of amateur radio?
KC9GCR, KC9RGG. Jim, I'm thinking back to how I got re-interested in amateur radio. I was real interested when I was a kid in grade school, but I didn't have any adults that could help me along in the process. But later on in my life, and I think I was probably retired by then, I saw a notice in the paper that a ham in Janesville, Wisconsin was giving a presentation at the local library on software-defined receivers. And I went into that presentation, and I really liked it, and I now own a software-defined transceiver, and got me back into amateur radio. So that's one of the things we can do, is make presentations out there to the public. Brief reset. And another thing that you can do is, if you don't save your copies of QST magazine, take them into the dentist office or the doctor's office when you go in. Put a piece of paper, tape it on the front, and put your telephone number on there, and drop it on one of the tables, and people sitting around there will pick one of those magazines up, they'll read it. If they get interested, maybe they'll give you a call, and you got another amateur radio operator. So that's all I got to say tonight, Jim. KC9GCR, KC9RGG.
Thank you very much for your ideas there, Norm. I think that's great to take your old QSC magazines, or even a CQ magazine there too. To take them to the doctor or dentist office. I think that'd be great, or even to donate some of them to the local public library. They'd be interested. That's great. Norm, I better let you go so you can hit the hay. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Talk to you next Friday night. W9AXD Chad. What's going on with you? What is your suggestion? What should we do to get more younger people involved in this hobby?
Stand by here, Jimmy. My father-in-law's on the phone here, so let me reset here. Okay, to get people interested in ham radio, I'm thinking what we want to do is get some kids involved from the schools, after-school programs in Janesville here, maybe even Beloit, and even in the community, getting things involved. So Erica's talking. I'm having a hard time thinking what I want to say. This morning, well, I don't know if it was this morning or last month, but the Today Show had a show about a high school in Pennsylvania set up to contact ISS, and that's on my Facebook page, so it's kind of cool. I think getting anyone involved in ham radio, everybody I talk to, I talk about ham radio, I talk about DMR, what you can do with it, and so it's kind of a fun hobby. And today there was a friend of ours was helping us out with some stuff today and picked up her kids from school, and me and Erica were talking on the DMR repeater in Janesville here, and they got to hear what DMR sounds like, and they thought that was cool. So going to see if they can get into that. So maybe a whole family of 4 of them will get into it. Go ahead, Jimmy. I got a little more here, but go ahead.
That sounds good. I appreciate that. I didn't mean to partially double over you, but those are great suggestions. I think that's great.
Yeah, roger that. And just want to let you know, Jimmy, I did share your Facebook feed on my Facebook page tonight, so to expand that a little bit for you. And about the fun, the Thursday night Simplex Net every week, 8 p.m. on 146.415 in Janesville here. And we had like 6 people last night, plus the rain report. We do that every week, so getting some new people checking in, so that's good. Looking forward to that next week. And the repeaters in Janesville, I'll go through that one more time quick. The DMR repeater and the analog UHF repeater, both on my tower in Janesville. 440.78125, color code 8 for the DMR system. Talk Group 91 is on time slot 1, along with 3155 for Wisconsin and 3166 for Chicagoland on time slot 2. And those running on that's running on a DB408 antenna, about 60 feet. And the analog one is 440.950. That's 123.0 PL on a 20-foot tall DB408 8-bay antenna. So both work well. So if anyone's going through Janesville or lives in Rock County, feel free to check those both out. Open to everyone. So 7th, go back to you, Jimmy. K9RFD.
Chad, thank you very much for giving us that information, and you do a great job with that Simplex Net every Thursday night. Justin K9FDO checks in for the very first time there too, so that's great there. Okay, thanks for checking in, so everybody have a good evening. KD9BBX, what do you say? What do you think we should do to get more people involved in this hobby of amateur radio?
Mind for 1 second, Jimmy. She's on the phone with her dad. I had to give the phone to her before, so let me get her on the radio here. Stand by.
Chad, I'll tell you what, why don't you just wait? Get her, just let her talk to her dad. We'll get back in a few minutes. I'll move on to the next check-in, then I'll call you back. Thanks. Anyway, N9GUT, Jeff and Rockford. What's going on with you? What do you think we should do to get more younger people involved in this hobby, Rams Radio?
Well, I have my grandkids when they come over. They're 8 and younger, and in fact, you've talked to my one grandson, Luke, a couple of times on one of the repeaters, and so I think just kind of showing them what can be done, and since he's gotten some exposure towards using computers, I've done some digital communications on HF, and he kind of thinks that's kind of cool. So I guess it's just trying to just introduce it to them, and tell them that your cell phone, if the cell towers are down and the service is disrupted, it's nothing but a paperweight, and with my grandkids, I've set up some CB radios where they can go and talk in one car, and then and I kind of supervise them there, and I try to make it fun for them. So other than that, I do talk to people that are millennials at work, because they always ask me, what does ham radio stand for, and so I try to keep it simple and tell them it's just another form of communication, and it is not CB radio. So back to you, Jimmy, N9ZUT.
Okay, Jeff, thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun and bringing in your input. I'd like to talk to your grandson again sometime. Okay, thanks for checking in. Before we move on, W9AXD, Chad, is she still on the phone yet? Okay, I'll tell you what, I'm going to move on here. Do we have any more stations I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time? We're coming over your Friday Night Fish Ride, Steak Ride, Grocery Shopping, or the show. If you just turned your radio on, or you've been copying your mail for the last hour, this is your chance to check in the Friday Night Fun net from anywhere in the region. What's now traffic? Please call K9GCR.
Easy. GCR. This is KD9QEB, Brian and Roscoe.
Okay, hold stand by.
When she's off the phone, how about that? To be on HF.
This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun net on the K9RFD Repeater, Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun net Central and Freeport. Okay, just a minute. I got 2 check-ins there, and Chad, I'll get back to you. K9EPZ and Al, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a couple minutes. K9QGB, Brian and Boyd, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to both of you in a few minutes. Chad, W9AXD, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Jimmy, I'll let you know when she's off the phone. Roger, to be on HF.
Sounds good. Let me know. Okay, I'll get out. In the meanwhile, I'll continue on with the net here. Al, K9EPZ, what's going on with you? How is winter heat proceeding?
It's going along just fine. I've been spending all my I've got I've been making some places I didn't make last year, and some places I made last year that I'm having trouble with for some reason. I don't know, because we raised the antenna up higher. But I'm riding around in like 40th place, so hopefully I can improve on that. But that's where I'm at, which isn't really bad. It's out of like 300 and something people. So far, there's always people coming on. I had a gentleman I talked to tonight that was his first contact in the contest. He didn't sign it, log in to it till today.
That's great. That is great. Congratulations. Yeah. Well, yeah, let everybody know about that winner. We know it's on 147.525 and on some of the different bands there too.
Yeah, it's on 2 meters, 6 meters, and 70 centimeters, and 900. And I don't remember what that 33 centimeters, is that what 900 is? I don't have a radio for 900, so it doesn't matter. Oh, and it's on 1¼ meters on 220. And it's some FM simplex voice, but also there are frequencies set aside for system fusion and DMR and D-Star, so you can get more points if you have digital modes too.
Okay, that sounds great. Al, that sounds great. Okay, tonight's topic we got new hands coming on, and several other hands coming back to the fold here, and with repeaters being used more than they used to be, I'm asking everybody, what can we do to get more people, especially younger people, involved in this wonderful hobby of amateur radio?
Well, all I can say is don't make a secret of it. Let everybody you can know that you're involved in it and how much you enjoy it, and so that you have the opportunity of talking to people who once they hear it, they may be interested in it.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's great. Also, on the next Friday night's net, we're gonna do a net about the ham radio etiquette. Explain it, so like, especially new people getting into this hobby. We'll explain some of the do's and the don'ts and what have you. But that's what we'll do next Friday night. Okay, Al, thanks for checking in. I want to get to Brian, K9QDB. Thank you for checking in, and good luck with winter heat.
By the way, if you need information on winter heat and want to sign up for it, it's at hamactive.com.
Okay, sounds good, Al. Thanks. Thanks for checking in the net there. Brian, K9QDB, sorry to leave you out in the cold there. What's going on with you?
Yeah, KC9 GCR. This is KD9QVB, Queen Victor Bravo. So I know I don't think that's exactly how you're saying it, but I just want the rest of everybody out there to know that that's my call sign, Kilo Delta 9, Quebec Victor Bravo. And I am in Roscoe, not Beloit. Jimmy, I'm not trying to call you out, just want to make sure everybody understands where I'm located. So, not much going on here. Just spent the evening with my wife, which is what I usually do on Fridays. So, I try to just step aside for a minute and check in here with you all and say good evening. But that's what's going on tonight here. Nothing out of the ordinary. Over.
Okay, sounds good, Brian. I don't know why I get your call mixed up. so many people with the call signs close to each other. that explains it there. So, okay. Brian, what can we do to get more people, especially younger people, involved in this wonderful hobby of Rabbit Radio? That's the question I'm asking tonight.
It's a good question, and it's probably a bit of a challenging answer. I think you had a question similar to this in the past, and my answer to that is still the same. I think anybody under 18 years old that is interested in ham radio and can take and pass the test, that they should get their license, their first license, free, no charge, just as an incentive to say, hey, remove that obstacle from a younger person, and money's a little bit harder to come by as you're younger. So just, if they're really interested, make a way for it to be free, because I know Ra has done a good job of helping some of the younger people get a free radio to try to incentivize them to get on the air. So help them get their license for free. So once you're licensed, you might show more interest. Over.
You got a point, Brian. You got a point there. And come to think of it, I think that you're right. I did mention something about this a while back. I'd have to look through my archives, all my checking list, see when the last time I did this. But okay. But I thought I'd do this with the new hams coming in, a lot of hams coming back, the repeaters being more active again. So that's for sure. That's a good idea. So okay, Brian. Hey, thanks for checking in. You have a good evening, and we'll talk to you down the line. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net.
Right, Jimmy. Yeah. Good question. I think it's a great question. I don't think there's anything wrong with coming back to it, because anything we can do to get the younger generation interested in this hobby, because let's face it, it's not probably a young person's hobby. It tends to be more of a more mature, older person's hobby. So anything we can do to get young people interested and kind of make a shift in this hobby, or at least keep some things going and get some younger blood going in it, that's what's going to keep it alive. So I think it's great that you're asking the question again. Now we just somehow need to get some of these things in place so some of these people could maybe find a way into this hobby. So anyway, you have a good night, everybody out there. KC9GCR, this is KD9QBB, back to net control.
Brian, thank you for checking in. Oh yeah, one of the new hams, let's see, his name is Tony, KD9YUK, one of the camp counselors at Camp Winnebago. He came to Freeport back in August, took his test. He passed. He was elected a member of the Ra board. He's on the board now. So that's great that he's doing that. Of course, he's got his school time comes first now. He's not able to get on the air much as he would like, but school comes first. You'll be acting away.
Fantastic. That's the way it should be. Get them on board there, and literally get them on the board. Then you got younger people with interests and their ideas starting to probably come to the forefront here on how to get people of that generation involved here. So that's fantastic. So anyway, have a good one, good topic. Everybody out there have a great night. KD9QBD. I'll say 73.
Bill agrees with you, Brian. Thank you for checking in the Friday Night Fun Net. Okay, do we have any more station lights check in this time? Please call now.
W9KLG, checking in.
W9KLG, good evening, Kevin, and Happy New Year to you and your family. What's going on with you?
Oh, nothing much. Just been talking with my son and Justin, and since this is a good topic tonight, we're putting in some plans to do some things around here, and I'm going to be doing Winter Field Day at the end of this month, and all that good stuff. Oh, and I might be by next Saturday to come see you. I got some plans here, and I got a surprise for you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I just want to let you know, next Saturday, we'll have our monthly meeting of the K9RFD Repeater Association. In fact, I don't know if Justin told you this or not, but he's going to come over here, and he's going to give a demonstration on the digital radio equipment.
Oh, awesome. Sounds like a good thing. He's into that digital, that's for sure. He's also into some HF digital audio stuff, too, that I didn't even know about.
Yeah, he got himself a new ACU-FM 991 radio. He was talking to digital HF, talking to stations stateside and overseas. He's really having a blast with that.
Yeah, I told him that's the radio he should get that's the one he should get, and he pulled the trigger, so I think that's a good investment for him. Yeah, W9KLG back to net.
Okay, sounds good. If you still want to come along, you're welcome to do so, or you can come like that after. Sometime like the next Saturday afternoon after I get home, if you like. That'd be fine, too.
Well, I'll have to go to that meeting. What time is it?
It starts at 11 o'clock next Saturday at 11 a.m. at the Freeport Public Library, second floor in the boardroom.
All right, yeah, I'll have to plan that. Maybe Justin can give me a ride or something too. Or I'll just drive out there, it doesn't matter. W9KLG, be back to net.
And Justin and Seth, the new ham, we're having fun. They talk on this repeater on digital and on George's repeater on the 147-300, both on digital. That's when he delivers the mail here to Steve County. He talks on that 300 machine. That's that'd be a lot easier for me. He was telling me when he gets down in the Winslow area, there's no cell phone service at all in that area.
Oh yeah, I could get that repeater here. I can get the digital in partially, but analog on that repeater, I can't. I couldn't get that. I could barely hear that.
Okay, the antenna for that repeater extends 210 feet in the air from the ground up to the 210 foot level. It's mounted on top of a tall silo on a farm just outside of Dakota.
Oh, Roger, yeah. I remember when they put that up, I believe. That was a few years ago, wasn't it? Yeah. When they first put that one up, I believe I could get it really well at my house, but right now my antenna at my house is being utilized for APRS right now.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Hey, Kevin, thank you for checking in, and we'll plan on seeing you next Saturday then.
Okay, Jimmy, you have a good night and a good evening. Hopefully I'll talk to you later on this weekend. W9KLG, be back to net.
K9G Sharp, thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun. Any more stations you want to check at this time, please call now.
K9DLB. No shot.
N9DLB, good evening, Dave. I'm asking a question. I'm sure you've been listening. What can we do to get younger people involved in this wonderful hobby of amateur radio?
I don't know. There's a lot of digital stuff going on. Like what speed. maybe we get some young guys that know anything about coding. CODY coding. They write programs for him and people. That'd be something nice.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Justin is sure having a ball with this digital. I'm definitely happy for him. That's for sure. Hey, Dave, thanks for checking in. It sounds like you have a good evening.
Have fun, enjoy.
That's Dave here in Freeport. Lives about a mile east of me, just north of the beautiful downtown Freeport. Okay, any more stations want to check in? Please call now.
Hey, Jimmy, this is KD9VBX. Erica here in Janesville.
Okay, Eric. Yeah, well, I'm sorry, but I didn't want to take you off the phone talking to your dad there. How's he getting along?
Being an only child, losing both parents in 1 year, he's hanging in there, I guess is the best way you could say it. Since he's the one who's got to take care of all the assets now and try to get permission to settle up with the bank, get stuff out of the bank and take care of the will and all the other tax stuff. And my grandpa didn't have everything where you could just easily take a folder or something, he had things scattered all over, and we thought, oh, he's going to have everything in a safety deposit box. No, of course not. Looks like he was using some important paper for scratch paper with the printer. So I felt sorry for my dad. Thank you for asking, Jimmy.
You're welcome. Sounds good. We'll be praying for him. And now, I'm asking you. Of course, you're a new ham, but I'm just going to asking the question: what can we do to get more people, especially younger people, involved in this wonderful hobby of amateur radio?
A really appropriate question, and it's just important to ask a modified version of that question. How do you get more ladies involved? Because I feel like I'm the only one. We have really fell in love with DMR, and you go on Channel 91, talk to people internationally, and I've only heard one lady, and I would have loved to have talked to her, but I couldn't understand enough of her. I did find out she was in Belgium, and so I missed my opportunity. Gonna reset here. Funny that this came up, because just today, while Chad was holding down the fort, and I went about town with a friend to run a couple of errands, and we had to go get her kids before we got our kitty for the Humane Society, and I had the handheld with me, and so we were in the car, and we were there. She's got a 11-year-old and a 8-year-old, and I was explaining to them, and because they've never seen anything, these are younger kids, and they don't know about seed bees and that, so they don't have those preconceived notions of, BJ and the bear or whatever, and they were really fascinated. So the more you take a handheld out and take it to places and show kids how it works, the better. I think it should be the ham radio clubs should try to get into work with the classrooms, like be a guest speaker. And I also think that we also have to look at the after-school programs, because that's where everybody is, after school. And I really reset a second. Chad can tell you, he showed this post to me that someplace in, I think it was Pennsylvania, but don't quote me, they made national news because these kids talk to the space station. And I think these kind of things have to be out there for kids to know about, because the kids in the car today were so, wow, I didn't know astronauts had those, had a ham radio operators, and I didn't know that that people at the marathons and rescue, like Red Cross, had those. And I think maybe we've got to show them the. Hang on, I'm going to reset again. Them how it can be used in practical ways, because that might catch their more interest. Not that this generation is different, but they just need to hear the capabilities, because I honestly didn't know that you could do so much with it. And we just have to make it more aware. And I also like what Brian said about the first license is free. That will help out families.
Yes, I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. I really do.
Actually, one of the kids in the back seat said, "Hey, that's really cool. How do I get I think having a license would be kind of neat. I want to play with those." So, you know, we might have at least an 11-year-old girl. And I told them about the pink hamsters in Milwaukee, and she just thought that was the cat's meow.
I didn't mean to partially double, or you said something about the pink hamsters and that. Yeah, I think that's a good idea there. Erica, repeat your first part of your transmission. I know I caught that about the pink hamsters and that, but you said something earlier and I was transmitting over you. I'm sorry about that. Say again.
One of the kids in the car today just was totally fascinated, and she's like said, I'd like to figure out more, play with. I would like to find out how those things work and stuff, you know, indicating interest. And her mom heard her, and she's like, well, I guess we'll have to come over for sure now, more often. So maybe this 11-year-old gal might be excuse me, a ham before long, which would be totally awesome.
Yes. Well, there is no age limit either. You can be as young as 5 years old or what have you, and yes, that's great. Okay, Erica, thanks for checking into the Friday Night Fun Net and listening to your comments. I was going to say, many years ago, back in the 50s, Freeport High School used to have a ham radio club there. That was a part of an extracurricular activities. In fact, there used to be like a ground plane or their dipole antenna on top of the school building. I always figured out what that was, but that's what I was going to find out. And I think a lot of the high schools way back in the day also had ham radio clubs. Freeport High School did. Way back in the 50s, well, it was just, by the time I got there in '64, the club was dissolved. But let's see. But that's what they used to do. It'd be great maybe the schools could bring it back someday too.
Comment.
Go ahead, Chad.
I was going to say, in addition to what Erica was saying, we're going to, at some point here, this DMR radio that I'm using, the UV380 DMR analog radio, we're going to buy 3 or 4 of those because they're fairly inexpensive, and we're going to give them away to people in Rock County who take their hand license and pass the technician class, we're going to give away a free portable to 4 people or so. WI9HF.
Chad, that is great. They do something, well, you know, they do something similar in what the Rah-Rah does in Rockford. Anybody successfully passed their test. That's great. Okay, Chad and Erica, I'm going to move along with the event now. But I want to thank both of you for checking in and bringing in your comment about the topic here at hand.
Jimmy, WI9HF 73.
Okay, at this time, do we have any more stations who would like to check into the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, is somebody trying to check in? All I got was a mic click, but no audio. Try it again. Okay. Now, this is number 1 of the 30 original Radio Nut jokes. You know you're a radio nut when you remember the exact date and time when lightning hit the tower. The whole radio room was burned to a crisp. Would you tell friends? At least my wife wasn't home when it happened. That was number 1 of the 30 original Radio Nut jokes. If you have a homemade Radio Nut joke you want to pass along, give me a call here on the radio on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. Area code 815-232-FN-FN. 232-3636. The homemade Radio Nut jokes are better than the 30 original ones anyway. Now, here's one from Tony, K9RFD Repeater. Did you hear about the 2 antennas who got married? The service wasn't that great, but the reception was phenomenal. Okay, do we have any more stations like checking the Friday Night Fun Net before we move on? Please call now.
WSQ, I'll try it. I think I'll get it. I'll try and check it.
N9WSQ, K9GCR. Good evening, George.
I'm out in the moment, Jim, so have a good night.
Okay, George, 73, have a good evening. We'll talk to you down the line. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. K9GCR. Do we have any more stations I'd like to check in? Please call now. Okay, now we're going to do the first Friday Night Fun Net trivia of the new year, 2024. We're going to read, this is really for the benefit of those who are studying for their technician's license. The next BE testing session here in Freeport will be next month. Let's see, that will be, February 3rd. February 3rd, and next month at 12:30 at the Freeport Public Library. Next BE testing session put on by State Line Amateur Radio Company. All right. First question. What is the FCC Part 97 definition of a beacon? A. A government transmitter marking the amateur radio band edges. B. A bulletin sent by the FCC to announce a national emergency. C. A continuous transmission of weather information authorized in the amateur bands by the National Weather Service. D. An amateur station transmitting communications for the purposes of observing propagation or related experimental activities. What is the FCC Part 97 definition of a beacon? A. A government transmitter marking the amateur radio band edges. B, a bulletin sent by the FCC to announce a national emergency. C, a continuous transmission of weather information authorized in the amateur bands by the National Weather Service. D, an amateur station transmitting communications for the purposes of observing propagation or related experimental activity. Anybody have a correct answer to this question? Okay. What is the FCC Part 97 definition of a beacon? The correct answer is D delta, an amateur station transmitting communications for the purposes of observing propagation or related experimental activity. 97.389. Beacon stations are restricted to certain subbands to keep them from causing interference since they transmit under automatic control and do not listen for other activity. Ham radio license manual, page 7-11. Nah, I think I read these questions. I'm trying not to read the same questions all the time here. All right. Yeah, I already read that one. Okay. I'll find something here. I already read that one. All right. Oh, that's a dead giveaway. I'm not going to read that one. Okay. What is meant by repeater offset? A, the difference between a repeater's transmit and receive frequencies. B, the repeater has a time delay to prevent interference. C, the repeater station identification is done on a separate frequency. D, the number of simultaneous transmit frequencies used by a repeater. What is meant by repeater offset? A, the difference between a repeater's transmit and receive frequencies. B, the repeater has a time delay to prevent interference. C, the repeater station identification is done on a separate frequency. D, the number of simultaneous transmit frequencies used by a repeater. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KD9HKX.
K9HKX, good evening, Larry. Okay, what do you say?
A alpha.
You are correct. Larry, you are correct. What is meant by repeater offset? Correct answer is A alpha, the difference between a repeater's transmit and receive frequency. The difference between repeater input and output frequencies is called the repeater's offset or shift. It refers to another question. So, okay. Hey, Happy New Year to you and your family. Larry, what's going on with you?
KC9GCR, KD9HKX. Well, not a whole lot different from the last time we talked. The wife makes steady progress in the rehab facility, and I haven't had a chance to do much of anything ham-wise, but that's not quite true. I've taken care of a little bit of ham or of club business, but other than that, not much ham-wise. So just waiting for this snowfall. Actually, this time around, while I normally like snow, I hope it doesn't come down this time, because I got to get out in the mornings and get to the facility, and I just soon not have to shovel the snow before I do that. Back to you, Jim.
I hear you, Larry. I hear you. Hey, on the topic on tonight's net there, we got new people coming into this hobby, several ads coming back on there after long absences, and the repeaters picking up again. I'm asking everybody, what do we need to do to get some more people, especially younger people, involved in this hobby of amateur radio?
Well, quite honestly, I think there's at least one or two things. The one that comes to mind first and foremost, though, is something that Rah-Rah's already doing. I think holding the field day activities at Camp Winnebago, you automatically are in a place where the youth are comfortable, and hopefully, as we keep advertising that, we'll get more and more of them there at that event, and that seems to capture the ones that are going to be interested in ham radio. I'm sure we're going to do that again this year, so hopefully we'll get a few more this year.
Yeah, I hear you too. I hear you, Larry. And that was great, that Bob Tony, KD9YUK, I should say. God, that is now a new member of the new Rah-Rah board. I think that's great.
Yes, I am too. We needed the perspective of younger hams on the board to generate ideas that some of us older folks just don't think of. We're kind of set in our ways in some ways. And it's nice to get input from the young generation and what they would like to see and what they would like to do and what direction they would like the club to go. So we're tickled to death to have him on there. Back to you.
I'm happy too. Now we got to get Madden to pass his test. I think he's shooting for next month. So we'll see what happens. Larry, thank you for checking into the Friday Night Fun Net. I'm sure we'll catch you tomorrow night on the Saturday Evening Rag-Tune Net.
Well, that would be the plan, Jim. I always like to check in here when I can, and I for sure like to get in on the Saturday Evening Rag-Tune Net. So you have a great remainder of the evening, and I'll probably gonna hit the hay after I get done here. So appreciate you checking me in, Jim, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night. KC9GCR, KD9HKX.
K73, have a good evening, Larry. We'll definitely catch you tomorrow night on the Rag-Tune Net, K9GCR. Any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Dean, K9FLO should be on the air shortly, and maybe he probably forgot. He's probably doing something else. Oh well, the night's still young yet. Any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, whoa. We'll continue with the Friday Night Fun Net trivia. Just a minute. Hold on here. Okay, I think we got it. Okay. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returned to your CQ call seems too high or low? A, the AGC or limiter. B, the bandwidth selection. C, the tone squelch. D, the RIT or clarifier. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returning to your CQ call seems too high or low? A, the AGC or limiter. B, the bandwidth selection. C, the tone squelch. D, the RIT or clarifier. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Ricky WX9RLT. I can just barely hear you. Do you want to repeat that, please?
Sorry about that. B Bravo.
Oh, sorry, Ricky. That's not correct. But thank you for trying. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Okay, I'll read the question. I'll give the correct answer. Which of the following controls could be used if the voice pitch of a single sideband signal returning to your CQ call seems too high or low? Correct answer is D delta, the RIT, or clarifier. Receiver incremental tuning, or RIT, or RIT, if you will, is a fine-tuning control used for SSB or CW operations. RIT allows the operator to adjust the receiver frequency without changing the transmitter frequency. This allows you to tune in. Standby hotline. This is K9, GCR, the Friday Night Fund, and K9RFD Repeater Rockford transferring from Friday Night Fund on Central and Freeport. That was John K9 DDF and Ellison. You just barely could hear the repeater, you could hear the phone ring. Did you hear that phone ring, people? That's a real telephone ring, folks, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. That's two check-ins, two hotline check-ins we had during the net. You got to hear the phone ring, too. All right, I forget where I was, but I'm not going to worry about it. Do we have any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun net? Please call now. You know what? I think we're just going to forget the rest of the Friday Night Fun net trivia tonight. It's getting late anyway, so we'll just forget that. So, okay. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to give you the rundown of all the other nets we have in the area. In about 12, 13 minutes from now, at 10 o'clock, if you're able to pick up the 443.750 repeater in Chicago, PL 114.8 plus offset, night watch gets underway. That net runs 7 nights a week. They have different net control operators 7 nights a week. If you can't get into that repeater, they do have EchoLink capability. And don't forget the Saturday evening rag tune net tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. on this repeater with yours truly, Jim K9 GCR, your net control operator. We go around a few times, talk about different subjects. Well, that's what it's all about, rag tune. The Saturday night fun net meets every Saturday evening now at 8 p.m. Used to be on at 9 o'clock, but they moved it to 8 o'clock. On the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee with a PL 127.3 minus offset. That has a lot more structure than this one. You got to check in a certain way, and some of the topics they talk about, I wouldn't even dream of bringing them up on this net. Okay, the Greene County, for the first time in 3 weeks, the Greene County Area Racing net will make its 2024 debut at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe. You know, 123.0 minus offset, but I believe it'll be Scott, K9YI as your net control operator, or maybe Brandon, K9TNU. We'll tune in on a Sunday night and find out. Just a minute, one moment please. This coming Sunday, on January 7th at 4:30 p.m., the Illinois and statewide areas net will meet on 3.905 megahertz, 7580 meters. I believe Lloyd, KD9APW, be one of the first net control operators. You'll call District 2 and what have you there. Well, that meets on the 1st and 3rd Sundays of each month at 4:30 p.m. on 3.905 megahertz, 7580 meters. Now, the Rock County, no, what am I saying here? Getting ahead of myself here. The Whiteside County areas that meets every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. on the 146.85 repeater in Sterling with a PL 1 to 14.8 minus offset. You shouldn't have any problem getting into that repeater. It's the antenna's about 300 feet in the air on the Illinois State Police Troop 1 radio tower. Big Thunder Amps Radio Net will meet for the first time in 2024 at 8 p.m. on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere with a PL 100.0 plus offset. Monday evenings at 7 p.m. on this repeater, the Monday Night Rah-Rah Info Net will air. Larry, K9KZT will be net control station this evening. I did that last Monday. And, let's see, just a minute. The Lee County Areas Group holds its Monday evening net at 8 p.m. on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon with a PL of 82.5 minus offset. The Kishwaukee Amps Radio Club holds its Monday evening net at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb with a PL 100.0 minus offset. Tuesday evening, we got the Tuesday evening Health Tech and Social Net at 7 p.m. on this repeater with Larry, AC9GO as your net control operator. We ask everybody how they're doing health-wise, and anybody has any other traffic with the net. At the same time that net meets, the Rock County Public Service Net meets also at 7 p.m. on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville with a PL 123.0 minus offset. Okay, before I continue, do we have any more stations? I'd like to check the Friday Night Fun at this time. Please call now. Okay, now, continuing on the net. Tuesday evenings at 8:30 p.m. on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with a PL 146.2 plus offset. The Ogle County Hams net meets. And they have a repeater net. If they have time, they'll switch over to 146.595 simplex with the Ogle County area simplex frequency for a brief simplex net. When they get done with that net, they'll go back to the repeater for the 9 o'clock Aries Races net. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. here in Freeport on 147.390 repeater, PO 114.8 plus offset. I host the weekly Stevenson County Aries net. At 7:30 p.m., the Greater Boyd Adams Radio Club holds its Wednesday evening net on the 147.120 repeater in Boyd with PL 123.0 plus offset. Then at 8 p.m., here in Freeport on the 147.390 repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. We have our Wednesday evening swap net. Mel, K9RFD, and I share the duties of net control operator. Mel brings us Amps Radio News Line. The 15-minute independent news broadcast opposed entire of the Amps Radio. By the way, Mel sent me a copy of their Christmas net, which the night before Christmas appears. I should get in the mail either tomorrow or sometime next week. And by the way, I had 10 check-ins on SwapNet this past Wednesday. Not bad for the first SwapNet of the new year. And Thursday evening at 7 p.m. on this repeater, I host the Thursday evening health tech and social net. And at 8 p.m., Chad mentioned this, but I'm going to mention this again. Rock County Simplex Net meets on the 146.415 Simplex at 8 p.m. with Chad. W9AXD is your net control station. That's over 6 check-ins last night. Then on HF, the Senile Net meets from 1400, 1500 hours Zulu or 8 a.m., 9 a.m. local time on 14.287 megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband with Chuck. W9MED as your net control operator. Okay, now you're all caught up to date in our local nets. Support your local net control operators, your local nets, your local repeaters. If you're a member of any ham radio club, by all means support your local clubs. Now, do we have any more stations? So I'm checking the Friday Night Fun Net this time. Please call now.
Additional net comment, Jimmy, WI9HF.
Sure, go ahead, Chad.
I want to mention about the rain report on that Simplex net on Thursday night at 8. You play the rain report halfway through. And I don't know what the topic is every week. I just pick something. Doesn't necessarily run in order. And at some point in the future, I'm going to work with another guy locally in town here. We're going to start a new net on the 440.95 new Janesville 440 analog system, and that's going to play Newsline also. So don't know when that's going to be, but just keep people aware of that. That's working on that, so we will let everyone know that. Thanks, Jimmy. Back to that, WI9HF.
You're welcome, Chad, and thank you for that updated information about what you want to do on the Janesville 440 machine. I think that's great what you're doing there. Okay, at this time, are there any more stations who like checking the Friday Night Fun Net? You can come home with your Friday Night fish fry, steak fry, grocery shopping, or the show. If you just turn your radio on, you just come home, turn your radio on, you've been copying mail for the last almost 2 hours. This is your chance to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region. Without traffic, please call K9GCR. Wonder what happened with Justin K9FDO. He must be doing something with his family, or he must have something else going on. We'll just see if he checks in, otherwise I'll put him down as an honorary check-in. So, any more stations you want checking, please call now. Okay, at this time, I'm going to do my honorary check-in. First of all, our EC here in Stevens County, Tony, N9ARB. I'll see him tomorrow afternoon at the K9RFD Radio Company and his better half, Tracy. N9TAB. Honorary check-in. We mustn't forget the beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club south of Rockford, Scott. 889. Silver Fox. HD honorary check-in. I talked to him on New Year's Day. He's doing fine. He sounds like his old self. Nothing wrong with them. We just don't know when they'll be able to get back on the radio. So let's see what happens. One of the best guys in the whole world. He doesn't check in every Friday night, but he listens every Friday night. Richard. N9CO. HD Hunter checking, okay? Okay. EC9YI. Stop and roll. HD Hunter checking. Anybody checking later on? Stand by. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, do you know where your children are at? Lockdown, lockdown. Winnebago County Jail is now going on lockdown at this very moment. Kerry, K9MED, was telling me he listens to Winnebago County jail frequencies on the scanner. Every night at 10 p.m. at this time. Dispatch calls all the corrections officers, radios all the corrections officers. Lockdown. Time to put the jailbirds to bed. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Okay, before I continue with the honorary check-in, do we have any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and check in K9FLO. HD honorary check-in. I bet you he forgot. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and check in the K9FEO. Just HD honorary check-in. It'll probably check in later. If not, I can always change it to a late bird check-in. So, alright. KD9M. Kurt and Roscoe, technically he's in Boone County. HD honorary check-in. Let's see. KD9 ICH. HD honorary check-in. Now for my two Stevenson County check-in. KD9 LOA. Brandon Rolina. I got a Christmas card from him this week in the mail. Shows his family and what have you. That's great. KD9 OBJ. John McConnell, he's the honorary check-in. He's busy with EMS classes and what have you. I haven't talked to him in the cooling days, so I don't know what's going on with him. Okay. Okay, at this time, do we have any more stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please phone out. K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the K9RFD Repeater and Robert transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Okay, Scott, I put you down as an honorary check-in, but I removed that. Now you're in the regular check-in. Scott, what's going on with you? Scott, that sounds good. You have to wait and see what happens next week with the weather. We're supposed to get some snow here this weekend, too. Okay, Scott, I won't hold you. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun then. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you on the Green Continent this coming Sunday night. Okay, do we have any more stations that want to check the Friday Night Fun then? Please call now. Oh, you know what? Oh, goodness sake. I gotta check and set. KD9MED. HD, we're on there and checking. So Seth is checking number 37. So he's already checked this. Okay. Okay, I'll tell you what. I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Contact Brad, AH2I, or Ricky, WX9RLT. As far as I know, they're still in charge of it. Punch in your call sign, follow instructions, and you're in. You're good to go. Last report I heard, I think we had 168 stations that check in. So I don't know if that's the current amount now or is what's gone up or down. But anyway, you see pertinent information about the Friday Night Fun Net. You see updated pictures of my hand check. You even see weather information. And like I said, this net is being recorded for future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Contact, just punch in Friday Night Fun Net Central and your business. It's Friday night, every night of the week on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Friday Night Fun Net all day, every day, or all night, every night, whatever your choice. It's 3 in the morning, you can't sleep. So you decide, well, I think I know what to do. I'll turn on the Friday Night Fun Net and listen to that. If that doesn't put you to sleep, I don't know what will. And next I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. We had 2 phone calls during the net tonight. K9SD and K9DDF. You heard that phone ring during the net, folks, when I was transmitting. It's a real telephone ring, folks, not that phony cell phone ring. You see pictures of it on the Facebook page. The traditional red desktop touchstone telephone. Okay. 232 FN 2323636. Local Freeport number. If you can't get through on the radio, try to you can give me a call on the phone, but try to check it on the radio first. Okay, any more stations listening to checking the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Well, folks, I'll tell you what. It was a very I want to thank Dan, NIDCH, the trustee of this repeater, and the members of the 195 group for allowing us to use this repeater to host the Friday Night Fun Net. I'm going to run down the list of stations and checked in so far. Myself, K9GCR, net control. KM9SD, checked on the Friday Night Fun Net hotline. K9KCT, N4WGN, 89VU, H9NW, W9JTC, W9DSC, K9QPL, K9MAP, K9MED, AH2I. Brad, the brains behind the Friday Night Fun Net. K9GDY, WX9RFD Repeater. Welcome back to the airwaves. K9RGG, Norman Orville, WI9HF. And the K9VBX, Chad and Erica and beautiful Janesville, Wisconsin, respectively. N9ZUT, Jeff, K9EPZ, Alan Rochelle, working on that winter heat. K9Q, K9 Quebec, Victor Bravo, Brian and Roscoe, W9KLG Kevin and Rockford, N9DLB Dave here in Freeport, mile east of me, north of beautiful downtown Freeport. N9WST George, K9HKX, Larry and Roscoe. K9DDF John and Elgin checked on the hotline. Now my honorary check-in. N9ARB Tony REC, I'll see him tomorrow at the meeting. N9TAB is better half, Tracy is better half. 89SF Scott at the beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club south of Rockford. N9CO Richard and Belvedere. HC honorary check-in, K9YI checked in. He was honorary check-in, but he's now regular check-in since he checked in. Scott Monroe, K9FLO, Keenan and Roscoe, K9FBO, Justin, 89F Curtin and Roscoe, HC honorary check-in, K9ICH Robert, honorary check-in, K9LOA, Brandon and Lena, honorary check-in, 89OBJ, John McConnell, honorary check-in, and KD9DIY, Seth, honorary check-in. Okay, let's see. How much you had? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, 122 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 on-air check-ins, 2 Friday night funded online check-ins, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 honorary check-ins for a grand total of 37 check-ins. It's an unofficial count. I may add more check-ins after I close down the net. We'll see what happens. Do we have any more stations that like to check the Friday night fun net? Please go now. Okay, in a few minutes, my K9MED is going to post this net, so you'll be able to hear the whole thing. I want to thank you. This was a great topic tonight, but what can we do to get more people, especially younger people, involved in this hobby, Raps Radio? Next Friday night, we're going to talk about ham radio etiquette, the do's and the don'ts, what to do in this hobby, what not to do in this hobby. That's what we'll talk about that next Friday night. Okay. I want to thank everybody for participating tonight. A great topic, great net. Check-ins wasn't so bad, not bad for the first Friday of the new year. Before we go, I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas for the members of the Eastern Orthodox faith. That's coming up this Sunday, Russian Christmas, Orthodox Christmas. In Russia, Ukraine, Greece, and some of those other countries, Romania, Bulgaria, yes. Okay, there being no further business, this is the last call for any stations who want to check the Friday night fun net remain we're in the region without traffic. Please call K9GTR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw.
KC9GCR. K9FLO. Good evening, Jimmy.
K9FLO. Good evening, Dean. I put you down as an honorary check-in. Now I'll remove that. Now you're a general check-in. Regular check-in. What's going on with you? And Happy New Year to you and your family. How are things going with you?
Good evening, Jimmy. Yeah, sorry about that. I kind of had a senior moment there and forgot about it. So, yes, Happy New Year to you. Hope everything is starting out to be a good year. You know, like fun things like receiving tax bills and all that other good type stuff. So, how's the net going? And trying to think what else. Anything else going on there, Jimmy? Go ahead.
The net's going great there. Dean, I got 37 check-ins. So, and that was not bad for the first Friday night fun of the new year. We're talking about, and I'm sure you know, we got new hams coming in this hobby, a couple long-time hams coming back, and Repeater's been very active. Tonight I was asking everybody, what can we do to get more people, especially younger people, involved in this hobby of amateur radio?
Oh boy, that's a good question. Awareness is good, for sure, and that would be, I know one thing we did at Field Day, the clubs in the area here we got together and had a TV presentation, and I think that helped out. Otherwise, boy, I don't know. I don't know where you could, set up awareness at different places. You know, in the old days, we had places like shopping malls, and probably, could have set up a booth or something like that. But those are getting not too many around anymore. At least want that around. I don't know. Any other places, something like that you're thinking of there, Jimmy? Go ahead.
Well, I was thinking if we promote Field Day, have the radio and TV stations put out about Field Day. Well, Winter Field Day, I don't think that's going to go. I mean, we'll have Winter Field Day, but I don't think there'll be the publicity like it is the regular Field Day. But if we get more of the people, get TV crews out there and see what we do, maybe get a lot of interest in people coming out.
Yeah, that's true. Winter Field Day is not a good one to have for the stations. They're not going to come out for that, and who knows? Track record on the Winter Field Days is kind of 50-50 on getting that froze out. So that would be good. But the Summer Field Day is a good, obviously to get together on that there, do presentations. That's when we did the last ones. I'm trying to think what else. I'm trying to think where else could you, like set up. Years ago, we used to once in a while throw out some stuff at like a doctor office, dentist office, something like that. Throw literature there, brochures, and or an old QST magazine, something like that. But I think nowadays they don't have that anymore in any of the doctor offices because everybody has cell phones. So I doubt if that is going to happen. But I don't know. Interesting situation. To get awareness up. Just coming back to probably just word of mouth. KC9GCR, K9FLO.
That's for sure. And I'll tell you what. One of the kids there at Camp Winnebago, he's in Harlem High School. He's a junior this year, and he passed his test here in Freeport. He got his KD9YUK, I should say, and he just got elected. He's now a member of the Rah-Rah board.
I'll be darned. That's very good. Good idea. Yeah, that's that's something else. Well, of course, in the old days, we used to have ham stations in the schools, high schools. But that's a long time ago, and that'd be tough to probably get going again. There'd be some reason we couldn't have it. Well, it'd make affect the students, could mess up their brains or something like that. And they don't need any more damage there. So, that's like I said, they used to have the stations, ham stations in the schools and that, but nowadays it probably wouldn't go over too good. They'd find some reason to not have it there. But I don't know. Hopefully some of the younger people can figure that stuff out and come up with some good ideas to promote. I mean, the overall membership, I think, of the ham population is holding up pretty good, and that's probably due to the new technologies and you know, the licensing, how that's handled today. Yeah, if you had any good suggestions there on it there, Jimmy, KC9GCR, K9FLO.
Well, no, not other than I've already mentioned, like field day and what have you. If you know somebody who's a ham radio operator, take them over to see their setup and what have you. So let's see. The new ham says KD9DIY. I talked to him. He and Justin get on there every morning and every night, because I hear them on this repeater when they're on the digital side, and on the 147.300 George's repeater at Dakota, also on the digital side. Justin got a newer radio. Let's see. FDM 991. You can talk to digital HF and all the other stuff there too. He's having fun with that radio.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's what he needs, and he needs to get his buddies interested into it. And that's how it usually works. I remember when I was that age, I had friends that were also interested into the hobby, and kind of everybody get involved into it. So, and of course, back in those days, you had to have the code. That scared a lot of people at that time. But now that now it's a hybrid that is computer tied in with it, and besides the radio, so that should be able to. Somebody should be able to come up with a good plan of attack and trying to get people, the younger especially, into it. They're the ones that need to get into it. We don't need any more of us mature people in there, but it'd be nice to have it come up. Otherwise, you know, I'm sure there's plenty of broadcast services out there that love to take our frequencies, so we got to use it and do something to keep the hobby going and stimulate interest in it there. Jimmy, go ahead.
Oh yeah, you bet you do. And I think things are starting to pick up now. I think things are going to get back to what they used to be. So that's great. Well, Kurt K9N has not checked in tonight. He has something else going on. So that's what's taking place. Next Friday, we're going to talk about ham radio etiquette, especially with the new people getting involved. We're going to ask her. We're going to mention the do's and the don'ts, what you should do, what you should not do on this hobby. We're going to talk about that too.
So it's not going to be talking on ham radio and having a pizza at the same time?
Well, something like that, but you know how it is, especially some of the CBers get into this hobby. They get to their old habits. They said they use the old CB lingo and what have you. And I said, this is a whole new ball game here.
Okay, we got our ID done. Yep, very good. Well, I think you know, as long as we keep interest going into it, we'll get people in there. It looks like the interest is still out there. I think dealers are selling, and I think well, I'll tell you what, at Christmas time this year, they had some really good sales going on some of the equipment, especially the 2-meter or the VHF, UHF stuff. And, you know, just, you know, that's one of the challenges is getting the equipment. And maybe that's where it's going to have to start, too, is make the equipment appealing. In the old days, we used to attempt to build our equipment, but, boy, it's hard to get the parts to even do that now, I would assume. Maybe not. But there's options. Somebody wants to get into it. I guess there's find help to get involved into it and good things like that. But Jimmy, I wanted to jump down here real quick. I noticed it was really running late. Sorry about being late getting down here. I had events going on this evening, so at least I remembered after my senior moment there. Talk to you probably next week. Hopefully it will be a very boring weekend. I like those. KC9 GCR K9FLO.
Okay, Dean, sounds good. Thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Happy New Year to you and your family. We'll talk to you next Friday night. Thanks for checking in.
7-3, Jimmy.
Okay. Last call for any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region. Last call for Ratchetjaw. Okay, well, I want to wish you and yours a very happy New Year. And remember, those of the Eastern Orthodox faith, Merry Christmas. Hopefully your Christmas will go well for you. That's coming up January 7th. I think that Epiphany is also this weekend. I think it's on the 6th, and Russian Christmas will be, Orthodox Christmas will be on the 7th. And holidays will be officially over. Hip, hip, hooray. Okay, there being no further business, this concludes the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, January 5th, 2024. With a total unofficial count of 37 check-ins. It's not final yet. I may add some more. We'll see what happens. Tune in again next week, same time, same repeater for another edition of Friday Night Fun Net. Until then, this is Jeff K9 PCR. Now closing down this Friday, January 5th, 2024 edition of Friday Night Fun Net, first Friday Night Fun Net of 2024, and return the repeater and the frequency normalized radio used at 10:27 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4 hours, 27 minutes Zulu time. 7-3's everybody. This net is now closed. The repeater is now open for normalized radio use. 7-3's everybody. This is K9 GCR wishing you all a very pleasant good night. KD9MED, K9MED, K9 GCR.
KD9MED.
Go ahead and post in my 2-hour, 27-minute net, unofficial count of 37 check-ins. Did your computer hold up?
Yeah, it did pretty good tonight.
Sounds good. So I forgot to do the amateur's code, but hey, we'll do that next Friday night. But hey, 7-3, thanks for all you do. We'll talk to you next Friday night. K9 GCR, we clear. Good night.
All right, KD9MED clear.